peace, blessing, and salutation to the Akim, starting with the 144,000 men that are diligently laboring in this truth, pushing the word in truth and sincerity, all right, giving diligence to making their calling and election sure, all right. Peace and blessings to the remnant, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, consisting of men, women, and children that are repented, turn their hearts back to the Father, keep the commandments to the best of their abilities, and rehearsing the righteous acts. Okay, peace and blessings be unto you and your household. All right. So it's your brother Kazak Tezabah coming at you once again through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai Shai. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. All right. And this is in transit lesson through the spirit, and just kind of rolling in the spirit. And Lord willing, this is edifying, and that it reaches the ears of the hopeful elect. So as through the spirit, man, it's a lot going on. Okay. And the major thing that's taking place in terms of prophecy, okay, is war. Okay. And war, this is, and I'm pertaining to war on all fronts, okay? Because yes, you have war that's going on over there, brewing up in Europe, okay, the Middle East, okay, the South, the Pacific, Asia, those Asian countries, China and Taiwan. All right, and here in Babylon the Great. Okay, the scriptures go into how that Yahweh Shai Shai, Yahweh is a man of war. Okay, the Heavenly Father is a man of war. Therefore, the Lord is putting the spirit. All right, the Lord is putting the spirit among the heathen nations. Okay. To fight, okay, and this is ultimately the fulfillment of a prophecy, which is World War III. Okay, wars to biblical portions, right? You had World War I, World War II, and now in the making you got World War III. All right, which has already started. Okay, but it's not at the pinnacle as of yet. Okay, but the more time that as things ramp up, all right, and America gets drug over to the the Middle Eastern regions. Okay. Hey, things are going to intensify, man. The Lord wants them to be gathered over there in that region to be able to, to bring forth judgment. Essentially, these are signs that we have been waiting on for generations. All right, because if we be those men, all right, that have prophesied in the name of Yahweh Shai Shai, that have had accounts with the Lord, maybe have encountered him, spoken to the Lord back in previous lives, or the multitude of those who trusted in what he said to be true. Hey, we desire to see these days, man. We've been waiting for generations. We've been waiting for centuries. See? We've been waiting for a long time, man, and we here. So real quick, I got my sword, and I'm just kind of, being careful, but this is Matthew 13:16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. We see and we hear the prophecies, man. We're seeing them come to full fruition. We're seeing them being made manifest. And that's beautiful, man. To see and to know that we in a time, okay, that, hey, there's no turning back at this point. All right, we're at the point of no return. Babylon is done for. And to know that should be uplifting and exciting, because we know that once this kingdom is out of the way and moved out of the way, the Lord will be able to establish a righteous one. All right. It says, verse 17, for verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. You see? Many righteous men and many prophets have desired to see the things that we're witnessing right now, man. So embrace this, embrace the times that we're living in. Okay? These are going to be, the destruction of Babylon will be a memorial for generations, man, in the kingdom. So we're living in some exciting times, man. Okay? This is Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe come quickly. World War III is in the works. Okay? You see what's going on over there with Iran. Okay? Iran just bombed the U.S. consulate. That just happened a couple days ago. You got Iran over here hijacking and destroying U.S. cargo ships. Those acts are a declaration of war, man. They are declaring war on Babylon the Great. So Babylon has no other reason than to respond to it. Okay? And Babylon is at its weakest point. Babylon is at its weakest point because here you have an economy, all right, that's failing because of the thick clay, the heavy debt that they've accumulated, since its existence. And in I think it was just this, or 2023, or in the time of Biden. Yeah, I think it's just the time of Biden being in rulership, that this place has accumulated over $1 trillion. But before that, America didn't. Back in like the early 1900s, I want to say, America didn't accumulate $1 trillion in over, decades, man. If not more. So the fact that these devils are able to do so to the extent that they have, it says a lot. It says, for one, they don't know how to manage, an economy or to keep it afloat, because they want to fund wars, all right? They want to fund eugenics, They want to do everything to establish, a one world agenda, which isn't cheap, They're trying to reduce the population. So they're coming up with all these different tactics to try to prevent, more people being born. Hey man, the list goes on. But the point of the matter is, America is fallen. Okay? And if you haven't come to the realization, if you haven't come to the understanding that we don't got much longer here. We don't need to be putting all our eggs into the basket of this devil. All right? You put up what you got to put up with for the time being. You got to go work, because hey, if you don't work, you don't eat. Brothers got families and stuff, man. So you can't just say all of it to go to hell, because hey, eventually this all will be burnt up. But in the process of it all, man, we got a responsibility. We have a duty, and that's what through the proclaiming of this gospel, proclaiming of the good news that unrighteous dealings and a wicked system is being uprooted. Okay? And a righteous one is being established starting with the body of Yahushua. Okay? And I'm not talking about that wicked Israelite group called One Body. No, I'm not referring to them at all. I'm talking about the true body. Okay? Those who serve the Lord in all truth and sincerity, and not through deceit or through deceitful gain. Okay? This isn't a thing about trying to gain a multitude of people. No, we're not out here for no other reason than of the elect, man. We do all things for the elect's sake. And not everybody is going to be the elect. Okay? But I digress, So war is in full effect, man, and not just overseas. Let's bring it back. Let's reel it back in. Let's think about the war that's taking place here in America. They're about to make war with these Babylonians, and primarily we'll be going to war with Jake. Talks about that in 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, around the 70th verse, on down. Okay. He goes into that in Revelation, chapter 17. You see? But they're eventually going to try, Revelation, the 12th chapter, trying to make war with the woman. Okay? Which the woman is what? Is Jacob, Yaquab, Yasharallah, the princes of the power, the Israelites, all right, you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's why Jeremiah 30:7 goes into Jacob's trouble. Daniel, the 12th chapter, a time like never before. Okay, that's the war that's going to take place here. They're already talking about in Texas. They sent National Guard troops to the border, preventing people to go in and out of Texas. So they already got troops on ground, boots on ground. And not only that, you got to factor in the migration situation with them allowing these migrants to come within the borders of Babylon. That's a war right there in itself, because they're advocating for their country they're advocating for their nation in which they're coming from. They were sent here, man. They were shipped. They flew to Brazil or Central America, South America, and they migrated their asses up here, man. Okay, and they're all waiting for the green light to do whatever it is they intend to do. And we're just waiting because we may not necessarily know the details of what they're going to do, what their plan is, but we know it ain't nice. And we know it ain't gonna look good for a lot of Jake out here, man. You think they're gonna come here with having morals and values? All these UN troops, you gotta think about America has had a hand in the destruction of their system, you know, some way, form, or fashion. You got to think as far back as their ancestors going to war and America, you know, destroying their you know, what they got going for them, you know. So yeah, they don't care, man. They do not care, and they're not gonna come and have remorse for these people over here. And the Lord is going to allow it to happen. The Lord is going to allow it to happen, man. All right, that's why. That's why you got Jake out here hustling, trying to get him some bread, but forgot my train of thought. But yeah, the Lord is going to allow it, man. That's why the judgment has to start at the house of the Most High. Okay, and that's going to be the war here in America. Not only that, there's more. Right? You got, there will be sedition among men, as the scriptures go into. See? Let me get that real quick, because you have them making a movie that comes out in April of this year, just a couple more months. It's called Civil War. Well, hey man, that's what you call predictive programming. That's what you call letting you know, hey, this is our plan before we do it. Right? This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 15. You know, I started verse 12. It says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. These are going to be punishments that the Lord is bringing forth, man. Okay? These are those punishments, and that's the you know how the scriptures go into, you know these things are sent as scourges for amendment. You know, the plagues, the famine, the sword. Hey, that's the judgment of the Lord. That's the Lord bringing forth punishment upon this place. Okay. That brings me to a precept. Bear with me. This is the book. Is it Zechariah? It might be Zechariah. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. But it pretty much, the scriptures go into how, you know, there we go. This is Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. Okay, so here you have the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. It says, I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord. You see, so you don't think that the Lord has his eye on this wicked kingdom? Okay, Hey, the Lord is about to unleash the worst the world has ever seen, man. Okay? And the question is, what spirit are you in, man? Are you ready for that? Are you spiritually and mentally prepared for what's about to come? The last thing you want is to be in a spirit that's not conducive to the spirit of the Lord. Okay? Like 2/3 of our people. All right? Or these heathens that are in the spirit of, loving Egypt, going to Egypt for the want of all things and seeking what's the word I'm looking for? Seeking to be delivered or saved by a nation that doesn't love you, man. That wishes harm upon you. Right? I want to get the book of Lamentations, the 4th chapter. Lamentations chapter 4. And this is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, "As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us." You see? And that's what the majority of Jake, does in a sense. Okay? Thinking they can be saved or delivered by Esau and his nation, man, and his system, his government, which is false, man. So let's go back to 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 13. It says, "They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." You see? So seduction among men, okay? Where they're going to try to, like in the movie, he's like, I'm an American. Well, he said, what kind are you? Right? Which goes to show the division within certain Americans. Civil war. Okay? And that's what's expected to come here to Babylon the Great, alongside of these troops that have made their way in. But war is in the air, man. So that was pretty much it. Through the Spirit, I've reached my destination. All right, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Okay, and so with that, I'd like to give honor, praise, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahahakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessing, and salutation to the hopeful elect that are pushing His word in truth and sincerity. Peace and blessing be unto you and your household. Shalom.